Hey, how are you? So if this is going to be a live reading, unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to do the camera and talk to everyone and have you see the cards. So I'll probably do a couple pre-recorded ones when on YouTube, which I've done in the past. But I've decided, hi Jen, hi Tony, it's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hey Polly, thank you so much for being here. So today, we're going to do two things. We're going to look at the energy for you personally, because we can't always wrap ourselves around our twins. It's not healthy, okay? So we're going to do two things in this reading. And I forgot to to change my whatever banner subject. So just for you guys who know, we're doing a live reading on the energy of your twin. And it should be interesting because I did it last time. You guys loved it. So I'm really happy to be of service. Hey, Tony, how are you? Tony Ann is got the same name. We both have the same exact name, Tony Ann. So, all right. So what we're going to do is the first thing is always you, okay? So right now I'm saging the cards, just so you know, with Palo Santo. And the first thing I'm going to look at is from the Shaman Oracle. That's what I'm being told to do. I think so. Hang on, let me think. I'm going to wait for people to get on, by the way, before we do the actual reading. But hang on, I'm getting... You know what? I was supposed to be named Tony Ann. Oh, that's wild. Are you kidding me, Jen? That's wild. All right, the energies that I'm getting is for Kali. I was going to do Shaman Oracle, and I'm going to do Kali. I don't know why, but I'm going for it, okay? So I'm going to do that. So I want you, that's crazy. That's like, you can't make this shit up if you tried. So we're like sisters and sisters. All right. So let's wait for more people to get on. I'm going to turn on the lights because the sun is setting. I want to be able to see what I'm doing. And hang on for a quick second. I'm really excited to do this. And I'm charging my phone. I just finished a session with a client. And so I'm really happy to be here, and I hope, you guys are doing well. And so the first thing we're going to do is Kali. Why? Because I think that some of you are going through some challenges, and I think it's a bad idea. All right? Can you hear me? Oh, God, there's a... all right, so for some reason, I'm getting feedback. Oh, I hate when that happens. Okay, so hang on. Can you hear me now? Just if one of you can say yes, you can hear me. I just won't put it on, okay? The only other thing I can do is my buds. Hang on, okay? Bear with me. Waiting for more people to come on anyway, so that they don't ask me to repeat stuff. Ow. All right. Let's begin. So if you guys could give your angels, guides, and allies permission to guide you in this session, well, we're going to ask power, because we know that this is for the collective, but we want to ask power that the people who are supposed to get this message, it is connected to them. So we want to make sure that this message isn't just aimless for anybody on the journey, but it's for those who are logged in now, who are on now. Okay, that's the question we're going to ask. Okay, so go ahead and say, I want to make sure that the reading that Tony's doing is for me. And then we're going to check after I do the tarot reading on the twin, not this. This is, I know this is for you, the Oracle card. And the Oracle deck I'm pulling out is Kali Oracle by Alana Fairchild, just so you guys know. And then after we do the reading on your twin collectively, we're going to do a heart coherence test to see if this is for you. And that's another way, it's another thing for you to learn is heart coherence, okay? Because you need to learn it. All right, so I'm going to shuffle the cards. Close your eyes. Ask the universe what the message is for you and for the collective. And when you guys are ready, okay, you can actually tell me to stop shuffling. So when you're ready. So give it about 20 seconds, okay? Don't just do it right away, please, if you don't mind. All right, let's do it. Let's begin. When you're ready. All right, cool. When you're ready, you can tell me to stop, and I'll pick. All right, cool. All right. From the top, Bhairavi Yogini. So this is Bhairavi Yogini is the card I just pulled. It's number 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so let me read it to you, and then we'll go right into the collective tarot reading. Okay, let's begin. So here's the thing. I have a rule. And the rule is please close your eyes, okay, while I read this so that you guys can hear it with your bodies as well as your ears, okay? Fantastic. That is your number. All right. 21. Bhairavi Yogini. Sublime Bhairavi, fierce with sacred rage, cannot be deceived nor deterred. She is unflinching, fearless, and determined. She causes that which is unworthy of the soul to flee and secure divine protection for the authentic soul path. Her presence empowers our hearts to face our fears and signifies that we are ready to overcome anything that has held us back. She gives the power to fulfill our heart's desire and remind us to embrace our unique path with confidence. The sixth of the Mahavadya, wisdom goddess, is Bhairavi. She is the wrathful emanation of Kalima and the conqueror of fear. Her name means both formidable and terrifying. Why would we be afraid of our beloved Divine Mother? We can recognize that she is fearsome in the sense of divine magnificence and inspiring awe. Like a force of nature powerful enough to rattle our inflated sense of entitlement and invincibility, she becomes something we can revere because we recognize with relief a power so much greater than the small-minded working of ego. We can dedicate ourselves to alleviate the suffering we see in the world if that is what motivates our hearts. Yet, we can also take refuge from becoming disheartened by extent of our task because we recognize divine greatness and capacity. The entitled mind of a young soul may misinterpret such magnificence as excuse for apathy. This is why she must be fearsome to such minds. The fear of God is necessary to trigger inner growth until the love of God is enough to motivate our hearts. Did you guys hear that? The fear of God is necessary to trigger inner growth until the love of God is enough to motivate our hearts. Bhairavi is divine wrath. She demands that we meet our potential. There is no playing small when she arises in a reading. Her appearance manifests to give us a necessary reminder to step up our spiritual game. Your commitment to the spiritual practice that suits you at this time is strongly encouraged. There are divine forces that will more than match your efforts, and a great deal of progress can be made in a relatively short time frame. If you apply yourself to a task, your progress will unfold more rapidly than you expect. You can accomplish even intimidating prospects if you harness your courage and commit to the process. To encourage such dedication, she dangles a divine carrot. If we step up, her power can become our power of protection, and she will share her other divine powers with us too. She is also known as Siddhi Bhairavi, the grantor of spiritual abilities, powers, and attainment. She brings out the best in us and conquers the threats to our fulfillment. Her appearance in a reading augurs potential for tremendous accomplishments. Although she may seem downright frightening in what she asks of us, as we often find liberation from our fears by moving right through them, she is beneficent. She is the light of sacred fire and highest awareness of Tejas in Sanskrit. That is the light which provides clarity, the capacity for discernment. Without access to that light, the ego misinterprets guidance to suit its own end and create confusion. Her light helps us see and overcome the self-sabotage of ego and instead tune in to genuine wisdom. Even if it is not what we want to hear, genuine wisdom brings peace, relief, and clarity. It creates forward movement on our authentic path. By its effect, it can be known. The warmth of the fire also presents the capacity to be cooked, transformed, ripened, and brought to complete fruition. The soul is a substance undergoing exposure to the Divine Mother's alchemical heat. Hers is the promise that we shall not only dream, but do. And so we shall become what we were born to be. When Bhairavi arises, we are asked to embrace our true passions and allow them to burn and purify us from within. The Tantras teach that Bhairavi incites every form of passion and teaches the power to control them. This is why she is a yogini, a female adept that knows how to unleash and yet guide the wild energies of our being for sacred, passionate purpose. Bhairavi is considered to be the latent energies that exist within the Muladhara, or base chakra. This is the foundation world. She takes the divine energies from an idea and gives in the capacity to become embodied, to take form. Bhairavi pulls the rug out from beneath us when we are ready for a more powerful connection with truth. She helps us to ground ourselves within our authentic spiritual nature rather than on the shaky ground of ever-fluctuating external circumstances. It is from this spiritual stable place that we can move from strength to strength, secure in her love and protection, as we manifest our passionate purpose. Recognize your inner divine badass and commit to your dreams with conviction. Wow, what a hell of a card. So now that we've done that, the question we're asking the universe is this. And I think it's a really cool question that you probably, because you can't be in union with your twin unless your twin is awakened out of 3D, right? We got to get him out of the matrix. And so the question we're asking the universe is, and if you could close your eyes and visualize your twin, are they destined to awaken this year? I know this sounds crazy because we've got like very few months left. And you may think that's impossible, there's no way. But there are people waking up who started waking up in February of this year, March of this year. I'm not kidding. So the impossible is possible. So the question we're asking the universe, as I'm shuffling, is my twin flame destined to wake up this year? And when you're ready, tell me to stop shuffling. And give it a beat, at least 30, 40 seconds, okay? Don't just tell me to stop. All right, let's begin. I'll answer that, Jake, but first let's do this. All right, when you're ready. Okay, cool. So let me throw, because I'm throwing haphazardly. Is the twin going to, okay, so I want to know for this collective group, is the twin destined to, okay, so let's go. All right, so the first card is the Lovers, which is a choice. So there's free will here. The Lovers is a choice. The choice to be asleep or awakened. Let's look. Let's keep going. Into Judgment. Judgment is making a judgment call. By the way, that's 20. Just so you know. 20. The number 20. Okay? Judgment. Coming back to life. 18 is the Moon. 18 is confusion, secrets, the unknown. So far we've got the Lovers, a choice to awaken, right? Judgment is almost like awakening. It's a card that has people in coffins rising out of the coffin. So it is like a coma, like coming out of a sleep. So there's a choice. Into 18, the Moon, which is confusion and a path that's uncertain. Tell me more. Into the Ten of Swords, an ending. And the Ten of Swords is not really a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all, because in this case, what we're asking is we need their illusions to end. And for their illusions to end, it might feel, when a person wakes up out of the matrix, it does feel like a betrayal. So 10 swords in the back, an ending. Tell me more. Tell me more about, are they going to wake up? Into the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is a real beautiful, grounded energy. It's a very beautiful energy of grounded, connected with Pachamama, the elements and nature. Into the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is a fire energy. It's an energy of co-creation with the universe. It's actually beautiful. There's intuition. The Queen of Wands is represented with a black cat, by the way. It's a classic. And there's something about the mystical in the Queen of Wands. And again, the King of Pentacles is this energy of grounded energy with the fire, passion, into the Four of Swords. So what happens is you've got somebody who is grounded, not logical, okay, like a King of Swords would be, but grounded, rooted, things are ending into passion, and then suddenly the Four of Swords is literally almost a dark night of the soul. I'm not going to say that yet, but it's the beginning of it. It's going within. It's Four of Swords. Typically, it can mean illness. It can mean, and if you've seen things you can't unsee, it can make you physically ill. That's not unusual. Let me keep seeing. The Eight of Pentacles is I'm learning. I don't know any of this. I don't even know how to read. So think of it. When a person awakens out of the deep coma, then suddenly they have to relearn certain things, right? It's kind of like having a stroke and you're learning how to speak. You're learning how to be. Well, this person, Eight of Pentacles, is coming out of the Four of Swords. And the Eight of Pentacles means I'm learning. I've never done this. What do I read? What do I do? I don't even know how to feel anymore. What is real? What is not? Tell me more, please. Into the Five of Swords, creating conflict. Well, yeah, when you wake up, what happens? Well, first of all, there's conflicts within yourself, because most of my clients, when they come to me, say, I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm losing my mind. My family doesn't understand me. Nothing is real. And Five of Swords is conflict and losing. You know, when a person awakens, sometimes you lose people, unfortunately. Tell me more, or fortunately. Eight of Swords is a prisoner of their own mind. So we're actually being shown, I kid you not, the journey of what's going to happen to you who've asked if your twin's going to wake up this year. We're seeing the journey, and the journey is hard. So far so good. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Because the Five of Swords to the Eight of Swords. Five of Swords is the conflict is a bitch. I'm having arguments with people. What I thought was real isn't. They might be saying things to people they feel close to, and now it's creating conflict. It's creating conflict in themselves. And Eight of Swords is, boom, prison of your own mind. So that means that the ego, the false ego, becomes a prisoner. It's jailer of the person. Tell me more, please. What's going on next? Into the Knight of Cups, wish fulfillment. What is the wish, please? Into the Queen of Cups, which is incredible love. So it's almost like they're going through, I wouldn't say a heavy dark night of the soul, but there is a learning curve. There is massive endings. There is a conflict that's created by the massive endings. There is reflection and withdrawal. And suddenly there's a sense of waking up out of this deep sleep and out of this suffering and going, I feel good. Holy shit, I feel really good. And there's this amazing amount of love coming from the Queen of Cups. Is this twin meant to wake up and at least reach out to their twin? The Queen of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Six of Cups. So is the Queen of Swords the chaser? I'm just going to ask. Three of Swords, does that mean yes? Hang on, let me make sure. Death, transformation. I'm going to have to get a clarifying card. Hang on. Is this the chaser, please? Is the Queen of Swords the chaser? Yeah. Okay, here's the mistake you guys are going to make. And that's a mistake a lot of people make. So let me recap. Suddenly your twin's feeling good. There's an awakening that happens, okay? And the Queen of Swords is you guys. And the Queen of Swords is very armored energy. Like, fuck you, my way the highway, where the hell have you been? And there's this conflict of the Nine of Swords, anxiety. And the Six of Cups, everything that you wanted to come back is finally back. And now there's an anger. There's a explain yourself type of thing. Why? Because of the Three of Swords, a broken heart. Why? Because you're demanding justice and you want explanation, and death is transformation. And so I'm not saying be a welcome mat. That's not what I'm saying. But your twin is not going to come fully healed. But is the twin coming in with the right energy? The justice again. Justice to the Hierophant, to the Seven of Wands, to the Seven of Pentacles upside down. What that means is that your twin is going to come back to some level of the first leg of their awakening. It's the first leg, just, you know what I'm saying, right? Into demand, and you're going to come in with, I want justice, and they're coming in with Hierophant energy, and Hierophant is a spiritual awakening. You're going to be defensive. Seven of Wands is defensive energy, and Seven of Pentacles upside down means, I know I want to invest in this. I'm not afraid to move forward. And see, and that's the problem, is that when the problem here is classic. It's classic twin flame story. It's the freaking hamster wheel. When they're ready to come to you, you guys shut down and go, yeah, well, okay, yeah, what's up? What do you want? And that is going to not be a good attitude, okay? So whatever resentment you have, you kind of need to try to dilute it to some level, because or else what's going to happen is that they're going to be kicked back, right, by your energy of resentment or disappointment and hurt, through the swords, hurting, right? And then we start all over again. Now they might be chasing you a little bit, but not with enough confidence, not with the confidence that you have. And then they're going to run, and then you're going to be ready to open the door, and it's too late because they ran because you were so pissed. So it's going to be really hard, because they come in as the Queen of Cups and you're facing him as the Queen of Swords. It's not good, okay? The only thing that's good is that you're a Queen of Swords, not a King of Swords. To answer your question, Jake, you know they're awakening when they're telling you things you've been waiting months or years to hear. And there's a different attitude to how they're approaching you. Does that make sense? That's how you know your twin is awakened. But so now let's do the heart coherence, okay? I want it, but I've lost trust, so I think I'll be afraid unless he can completely be honest. Don't shut down. He's not going to be completely honest. You're asking for a lot. Hard, ain't it? Even the word, I cried 2 days in a row, but I know that wasn't my energy. I understand. Example, please. What example? Please, if you... Nani, please give me a better... What don't you understand? Oh, yeah, we are both awake, but we are already connected. Okay, well, that's how you know. Like recently I found out she was hacking my devices. Well, this person wants to know what the hell you're doing, and that's not okay, but I've seen far worse than that. Okay, heart coherence test. If you could close your eyes, and what you want to do is go right into your heart. So the twin is returning with a more awakened consciousness this year. Now we need to know if that's your story, okay? And so if you guys don't mind, if you guys could keep your comments to what's happening here, like stay within the parameter of this conversation, if you don't mind, so we can keep it together. So I need you guys to close your eyes. And the question is, was this reading for me? Very simple question. Was this reading for me? Is this about my twin? Is this for real for my twin? And so go into it, close your eyes, breathe into your heart chakra, because you're doing heart coherence test. Breathe into your heart, and if it feels light, the answer is yes. If it feels neutral, it means there's more of a journey. If it feels heavy, it means no. Share with the collective what your heart felt. Light, heavy, or which is no, heavy is no. Neutral means there's more information, there's more separation, there's more stuff that needs to happen before that happens, okay? So go ahead, if you don't mind, go ahead and do that exercise, and that's a way for you to find out if this was for you, if this reading was for you. Neutral, yeah, it means there's more of a journey. Neutral, got it. Neutral, okay, it's a no. Okay, well, that's honest. So it's a no. Okay, so now you just realize that that is not what's happening for you. Did anybody get, I feel light? Did anybody feel light? You felt light? You said yes. Does that mean you felt light? Neutral. Yeah? Yes. Okay, cool. It felt light. Okay, now do you understand? Now, when you do collective readings, that's how you can figure out whether or not that's for you. Does that make sense? Does that help you guys? Because I actually don't do collective readings because that's not done. So, you understand? So that's how you know, is this my story or is this the story? Now, I just had a client who I've done a reading with. Holy shit, this scares me. That journey sounds hard and long. Yeah, well, you know, don't worry. It's not that long because we all die in the end. So don't worry about it. It's not that difficult and that long. I did a reading with a client, and this client's going to like 5, 6 different psychics. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? Do not do that. Go with 1 or 2 psychics, and 1 out of 2. Or maybe a third at the very maximum, okay? At the very maximum. But I'm going to tell you something. When I have clients that come to me and I do a twin flame reading, it doesn't, once I tell them they're a twin flame, no matter what happens, we'll be doing, I just did a reading today for a client. And the twin flame, and this one's kind of heavy, and I don't want to get too much into it because now I'd be going into concurrent incarnations and things of that nature, which may not make you feel comfortable. So I don't want to, like, you know, like shove a chicken leg down your throat when you can only get spoon fed. So I want to just tell you this transparently, that the cards won't change. When it's a twin flame, I still see the cards no matter how many times a client comes to me. I still see what I want to see, and I still feel the energetic frequency. Okay? I still feel it. I still see it. It doesn't change. It's like just because I don't talk to my brother doesn't mean that he's stopped being my brother. That means just because your twin flame is no longer in your life doesn't mean that they're not your twin flame. It doesn't change the fact that they're your twin flame. Does that make sense? That's going to be important for you. Okay? So any questions? One person asked, how do you know if it's not just wishful? Well, that's why you meditate every day to develop heart coherence. Hang on. Okay. The only thing that didn't resonate is me being Queen of Swords. Yeah, and that's fine. But I think for some it is true. Explain when the twin is awake. Okay, Jake says she's having lucid dreams of past lives and the telepathy is starting to happen. Excellent. Well, I mean, I'm shocked you asked me how you know when they're awake. That she's awake, especially if she's telling you about it and she's telling you what's going on. So, but also twins are afraid to be fully awakened, but they can still be awakened, and they'll tell you things you never heard them say before. Is there any timeline when they'll reach out? No, that was the timeline. It was for this year. That's the timeline. So that was what I asked. That was the timeline this year. There's only 2 months left. 2 months and 2 weeks. So for some of you, these twins are waking up. We didn't ask if they are coming to be with you. Remember, that was not the question. We asked, are they going to wake up this year? Right? And did I ask if they were going to reach out? Honestly, I don't remember, to be honest. But I do remember the question was, are they going to wake up this year? And so the journey of their awakening is a tough. It's a cycle. We made up, but I got really upset and blocked him. And there you go, Stella, Queen of Swords. I invited him into my dreams last night. He obliged. Wonderful. What else? He did say some things. I'm like, whoa, I know you're scared, but calm down. I get you. So, and I have to do this. I hate doing this, but I have to. I am not going to approach you for a reading on TikTok. It's not me. I'm not doing it. So if you get somebody following you that looks like me, it isn't me. I have 20,000 followers, and so that's how you can tell if it's me. Okay, I'm not going to hit you up on TikTok. I'm not going to rip you off and do that. If you want a reading from me, you need to go on Sacred Womb Temple Healing, and that's how you get a reading from me, okay? And you fill out an intake form. I'm not going to approach you. I have to say that because it's happening too often. My son was approached by one of these charlatan scam artists, and who of course my son follows me, no kidding, and they thought he was a potential client, and he let them have it. Let me just say. We made up, but I got really upset and blocked him. Sorry about that. this this journey is scary but amazing. Asked about what I was thinking. Well, for me, I was thinking about something on my way, but she did not talk later on. You did not ask if they are reaching out, if they were awakening. Thank you. I appreciate. Thanks for clearing that up for me, Jen, because sometimes I'm in it, and I honestly, when I do a reading, I don't remember. Okay, for one-on-one or with others. Same. We were in an apartment together with his mom and brother. Our daughter was sleeping. Okay. If you're a starseed, does that mean your twin is? Yes, it does. Yeah, your starseed, your twin is a starseed. That's a no-brainer. That's a yes. That's a hell of yes. Definitely yes. So anyway, anything else that you want to look at about, you know, let me see what else I can do real quick. Is the starseed, is the, let me, hang on, okay, let me see. Let's ask a question. I'm just going to do 3 cards, okay, for the hell of it. Let's ask the question, when you are dreaming of your twin, dreaming or lucid dreaming of your twin, is your twin also having the same experience as you are having at the same time? All right, when you guys are ready, tell me to stop. Shuffling. Okay. Okay, stop. All right. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving energy into the King of Wands, into the into the Empress. Excuse me, Empress. So the Knight of Pentacles is it's going to take a while because before they progress to that understanding. The King of Wands is passion. It's a go-getter energy into the Empress energy. So Empress energy is there's different types of abundances that are going to come into play for them. Tell me if it's going to happen soon. The Hierophant, the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Swords. Tell me more. The Five of Wands. Okay, what's going to happen right off the top is your twin. It's going to take a while before they have the same visions or dreams as you. It's going to take a while, a hell of a while, but it's going to happen. It's a hell yes. 9 of Pentacles is no joke. The Hierophant is a spiritual awakening. The spiritual awakening causes what? The Ten of Swords again. Why? Because the shit hits the fan when you start waking up. People around you freak out. They want the old Joe. They want the old Lisa. They want, you know, the old Tom. They don't want this new person emerging because it's scaring the hell out of them. Okay? That's why people are afraid of psychics, by the way, because it scares the shit out of them. They don't know. They can't control that. It's like they can't. So right after that is the Queen of Swords, armored energy. They're going to armor themselves. 5 of Wands, defensive energy. But it's also, most importantly, outside influences, outside people, friends, cousins, what the world thinks is logical, you know, that kind of crap. And that's going to keep them from actually allowing the Hierophant energy, this awakening energy to come in. 2 of Cups is the connection that they have with you. Into the 6 of Pentacles, an imbalance of give and take. It's an imbalance, okay? It's not fully balanced. You're more of a giver than they are. Into the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is really a tough energy because it means that this person is going through some volatile energy. It's a lot of volatility. Tell me more. Are they destined to wake up to that level? 8 of Pentacles, the Fool, into the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups to the King of Cups. Excellent, excellent. It means that you guys will be at some point so matched in, so loving, so together that it's going to be more, you'll actually guide them into their power. Do you know what I'm saying? You'll be able to it's almost like a feral child and saying, it's okay, sweetie, it's okay. You can open your eyes now, you're safe, it's okay. In other words, telling them the downloads you're getting, it's okay, baby. The feelings you're getting, the telepathy, all of that, it's okay. You're not going crazy. So there's going to be a learning curve. We saw that before. 8 of Pentacles to the Fool, a leap of faith, a new beginning. Into the Queen of Cups. And what's great is that I see you guys totally being so emotionally connected to each other that it happens. But it's a long haul. The 3 of Wands is the portals have opened. The problem and the challenges I can see you guys having is when these portals open to bring you in together into union, there comes the devil energy. The devil is old habits, addictions, old ways of thinking that are stagnant. You know what I mean? The devil is also self-sabotage, self-loathing. The hangman is here trying to see things from a different perspective. And the sun upside down means I am not seeing things for what they are. The healing has stopped. I can't see things. I'm not clearly seeing. So you will come into union again to do. Please don't get triggered. Don't waste the time of being in union with your twin by talking bullshit. Where were you? Why did you? That's no offense. I know you want to. Believe me. I want to know the truth. I want to know what happened. No, don't do that. No. And I'll tell you why. Not yet. Because until your twin is fully awakened, they can't get there. All you'll do is trigger them to run. What you do is talk about real spiritual stuff. Well, what do you think is the soul connection? Well, what have you been doing? What have you been doing since you've been gone? Have you been meditating? Have you been manifesting? Have you been? And some people will say, well, I have a 3D twin who doesn't believe in shit. So at that point, that my primer for 3D twins is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I can talk to you about it some other time more in-depthly about why that book is so important to a 3D twin. But what I will say to you is do not waste your time with your ego, monkey mind, running amok, in anger, in jealousy. Do I get it? Yes, I do. Have I been there? Absolutely. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying I've already gone through this shit, and it will cost you years. And I'm trying to tell you why that's not necessary and why it's not going to get you what you want. In the end, when you're both awakened, they will tell you where they fucked up. Believe me, they'll actually tell you on their own. That's when you know your twin is fully realized, self-realized, and fully healed, because they start telling you what you wanted to hear for a while. So trust me. Trust me. Tony, you helped me get out of that Queen of Swords energy and instead to contribute to their healing. Exactly. Because they are your twin. If they're really your twin, because some of you are my clients and some of you are not, and for you who are not my clients, I take your word for it. I don't know. But if they're truly your twin, then it is your duty to educate your twin. Your duty. Okay? In the best way possible. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? And yes, I'm going to try to make this live short, because then I can save it and upload it to YouTube. I've made the mistake of doing 2-hour lives, and I can't upload it to YouTube to save my life. Okay? So, hey, Jen. It's good to see you, Jen Ember. Is it normal for them to get in contact after months and ask if you are dating? Yes. So, I'm glad I helped you, Cash Mommy. It's what I work for. After clearing his chakra remotely, he eventually reached out but ghosted again. Yeah, because he's not fully healed. That's why I teach you guys techniques on how to get him back. But I tell you that they won't. Then I tell you they bounce back out. They bounce out. Can two women who are both gay be twin flames? Yes. Yes, and two men. As a matter of fact, another thing that's happening, and it's happening a lot, but you believe it or not, there are what you call straight people, you know, men and women, who are meeting their twin in the form of same gender and falling in love. And so they've been heterosexual their entire life, and suddenly they're like, wait, hang on, what the fuck's going on here? Like, what the, you know, and they're kind of freaking out, going, I don't understand. I've never been into the opposite, never. And suddenly they can't get enough. So it's very interesting how that's happening. And people ask why it's happening. And again, it's very simple to figure out why it's happening. Because at the end of the day, we're going through the ascension, my friends. Okay, and what does that mean? It means we have to understand the purity of our soul is that we're souls. We've been men, we've been women. I've made love to women as a man. Okay? And so have you. You've been the man who made love to women, and now you're a woman. You love making love to a man, and that's your thing. Or you're same gender, where that you love making love to your woman, and you're a woman or a man. And you're realizing, some of you are realizing, I hope, that the soul is genderless. Do we prefer genders, certain genders? We like to tag certain genders over others? Yeah, we do. Some of us actually do. Are some of the twin flame journeys mostly same gender as well in some incarnation? Yes. Why? Because you've got to fight and break away some of the stagnation and calcification of some of these very dogmatic religions that have put us in harm's way. on another note, many of us, like me and my twin, I'm always the woman and he's always the man in every incarnation that I've downloaded. That's my story. That doesn't have to be yours. Okay? Can your twin have the same spirit guides as you? It's possible. You know, what can I say? I don't know. I wouldn't know that. I think it's possible for some of you. I'm pretty sure it is. I personally, I know for a fact that my guides are mine and his are his. Well, we do share the same higher self. You know, anyway, I'm seriously questioning if I'm with his female self. I'm pretty sure I'm the masculine. Yeah, I could see. How come I don't remember my past life? I have no idea. Very good question. Why don't you? It's a very good question, because I can tell you that my brother, at the age of 3, remembered he would have a nightmare constantly. He'd say, and we lived in London, but we were raised in France, okay? And he would say, I'll say it in French and I'll say it in English. J'ai été tué dans une voiture et j'avais 2 fils et j'adorais mes fils mais je déteste ma femme. So when he was 3 years old, he was saying, I've been hit by a car. I was in a car accident. And I love my 2 sons. I'm really worried about my 2 sons. I hated my wife. She was an asshole. But I didn't say that in French. But I loved my sons. And he was 3. At the age of 3, I remembered picking my parents before I incarnated in this world. In this particular incarnation. I picked them. And I used to tell my mom that I was so glad I picked him. Yeah, I'm half French. So what I'm going to say to you is that when you don't remember, it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because there's a part of you that doesn't want to allow it. Because when children are tiny, they remember past lives with a lot of ease. If you ask kids, if you ask 3-4-year-olds, well, before you were in mommy's stomach, where did you come from? And just listen. Don't judge, just listen. Okay? And especially the kids being born in the last 20 years, and now, they're a lot smarter than you give them credit for. A lot smarter and more spiritually connected than you can imagine. So what I tell my clients is don't talk to your kids like they're babies. I'm not saying don't treat them like babies, meaning love them, cuddle them, and love them all the time and carry them everywhere and sleep. I co-slept with my baby, but speak to them like they're your equal. I'm not joking, and some people have a hard time with that, but I don't give a shit, because my son is as old as I am in terms of soul age. In terms of body, he has a newer model. He has a newer body. There's no doubt about it. But he is my equal. I'm 23, and my past life was in Egypt. I was Queen Cleopatra. All right. Well, to be honest with you, you know, a lot of people have said that, and if that's your truth, that's your truth. But to be honest, most people have had thousands upon thousands of incarnations, and Cleopatra or Napoleon isn't usually the one that comes up. The ones that are important aren't those that are supposedly famous, and that's so cool. I was Queen Elizabeth. I was Joan of Arc. That who gives a shit? What really cares about is you were a farmer, and you were a man, and you were a good man, and you're a woman today, and you've had problems with men, and you've had problems with your father, who treated you like shit, or absent father, and now you have a past life, and you're remembering yourself as a man, as a farmer in the 1800s, and you were married to a woman, and you loved her, and she loved you, and you were a good man. And so suddenly now your masculine wound, the wound of men that you've been around that have hurt you, you're realizing, hey, wait a minute, I've been a man, and I was a good man. Oh my God, that's possible. There are good men out there. Yes, and you were one of them. So I'm more interested in those past lives than the Cleopatra story or the Marie Antoinette, because those supposed mundane lives are powerful. I'll give you a story that is one of the most interesting. Actually, I'll give you 2 very, very interesting past lives, and they're not famous, but they're in a time in history that's pretty that's very powerful. All right, I can't find the word. Okay, so one of the past lives that was really interesting was a woman who basically was a Celtic high priestess in Ireland. I said to her, I think it's Ireland, Scotland. It's very Celtic. And I'm seeing a Roman man. He's a general. He's a high-level officer. And you guys, he's taking you by force. She was like, I said, do you mind? Because I need to be a little graphic because I don't want a trigger warning, okay? And she said, no, go ahead. And I went, well, he's taking you by force, and you've got soot in your eyes, you know, like very dark eyeshadow, but like soot. And you have ashes on your clothes, and you're a high-level druidess, high priestess in the Celtic Isles, and you are laughing your ass off in his face, and he's getting mad, and you're twin flames, and he's insane for you, and you're insane for him, but you play with his mind, you fuck with his head. And she started busting up, and she said, you won't believe this. That's how we have sex sometimes. I went, you're kidding me. Well, it hasn't changed. Another was an incredible story of a young woman who had sex with her twin flame, and it was amazing. It blew their minds. I've said this in a couple lives. And but after 10 minutes, they kind of like fell away from each other they were like afraid. It was like something had exploded between them. And I said, I just got a download. You were in a harem. You were in a harem, and you were having sex, and you got caught. And I said, but I don't think it was with a eunuch. And I said, I don't know what it is, but I'll figure it out. And an hour later, I texted her, and I said, look up Janissary soldiers. And she looked up Janissary soldiers. And she went, oh, my God. And I went, what? She said, at 13, I did a whole report on the Ottoman Empire, which is what the Janissary soldiers were part of the Ottoman Empire. And the download I'd gotten is that they had been having sex. The sex was amazing, and they got caught in the act. And in those days, in harems, they would put a woman like that in a bag, tie her arms and legs, and throw her out to sea, right? She would drown in a very, very, she was afraid the whole time, terrified. And then the man, a Janissary soldiers, would have been tortured for probably days. And so it ended very badly. So the reverberation of that, the connection of the somatic memory as they had sex, elicited a memory that freaked them out, right? So those are the past lives that are important and interesting, okay? And that's what you have to like look at. So typically past lives, when they are downloaded to you, and I'm going to go in a minute because I don't want this to go over so that I can't upload this for you guys on YouTube. But typically it'll come in like a Polaroid. It's just a frozen, it's just a shot. It's just a moment in time, frozen. It may give you maybe 4 or 5 images frozen in time, and you can't figure it out. And eventually, if you do your meditations and so forth, eventually it will all come together, okay? So I'm going to wrap this up, and I want to thank you all. I'm going to upload this as soon as I can. And what I want to tell you is, please don't get ripped off. If you want a reading from me, I'm about to type it in. If you want a reading with me, I'm going to send it to you guys. You're going to have to go on Sacred Womb Temple Healing, fill out an ATIC form. You can also go on my Linktree on my profile. And that's the only way I will do a reading. I'm not going to think you're cool. I'm not going to like follow you. And I just posted what my website is, okay? And that's how you do a reading. Please don't get ripped off. There are a lot of people posing as me. I'm the person that has 20,000 followers, and I want to thank you all for following me, all of you. And just please be safe. Don't get scammed. I only follow people who I see that I really think are interesting, and my clients who ask me to follow them. They'll say I have something, and that's when I follow them. But I won't follow you and then suddenly hit you up for cash. Okay, that's not me. Please. All right, stay safe, and sending you much love on your journey. I just check out some of the videos. Check out some guided meditations this weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well. Namaste.